in the heart of London, right next to the historic Tower of London. A major development is taking shape, and it's already sparking intense debate across politics, security circles, and local communities. The UK has officially approved plans for a massive new Chinese embassy at a site called Royal Mint Court. At around 20,000 square meters, this will become China's largest embassy anywhere in Europe. But this decision hasn't been a quiet one. It's triggered a wave of concerns about national security, diplomatic strategy, and the future of UK-China relations. So today, we're going to break down exactly what's happening, why it matters so much, and what this decision signals for the wider world. Let's get into it with calm, clear analysis. No hype, just the facts. You need to understand the situation. China purchased the Royal Mint Court site all the way back in 2018 for hundreds of millions of pounds. Their plan was straightforward: build a major, modern diplomatic base in one of the world's most influential capitals. In fact, it was delayed several times. Officially, the government said it needed more information to make a fully informed decision. But behind the scenes, the political climate around China was becoming increasingly tense and complicated. Growing concerns about espionage, pressure on dissidents living in the UK, and broader geopolitical tensions meant that any decision the government made, whether it was a yes or a no, was going to be highly controversial and heavily scrutinized. Approving it would look like appeasement to some, while rejecting it could have triggered a major diplomatic fallout. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room: the security concerns. This is where the debate gets really heated. Critics argue that placing such a large embassy, a potential hub for intelligence operations, in such a sensitive and central location poses significant risks to national security. Some experts worry about sophisticated electronic surveillance capabilities. Others are concerned about the potential for increased intelligence gathering activities targeting UK government institutions, businesses, and individuals. And it's not just spies and surveillance. Local residents have also raised their own concerns, focusing on the sheer scale of the project, the potential for protests and disruptions, and the overall impact on their historic neighborhood. But here's a crucial point to consider. The head of MI5, the UK's domestic security service, has publicly stated that while the risks associated with such a facility can never be completely eliminated, the government's plan to manage those risks is, in his words, professional and proportionate. The takeaway is clear.
The security services acknowledge the risks are real,
but they believe they have the tools and strategies in place to control them effectively. So, given these risks, why did the government approve it? Ministers have been defending the decision by framing it as a normal part of international diplomacy. They argue that countries establish diplomatic missions, and as nations grow in influence, they often expand them. According to officials, the UK's intelligence agencies were deeply involved throughout the entire multi-year approval process. They've apparently put in place a wide range of mitigation measures, both technical and human, to manage any potential threats that might arise from the new embassy. So, the message from Downing Street is clear. This decision isn't about being soft on China. with senior UK officials, including the Foreign Secretary, expected to visit Beijing soon. Approving the embassy helps create a more stable foundation for those future discussions. The government insists this doesn't mean the UK is overlooking its concerns. Instead, it's about choosing to deal with a major global power in a practical, measured, and eyes-wide-open way. This decision, of course, doesn't exist in a vacuum. It has an international dimension.